and welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside, where we decode the symptoms no one can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. I'm your host, Maisie Lovett, and today we're going to be talking about why you keep starting over and can't stay consistent. So I have a lot of ladies that come to me and they're constantly saying, like, I feel like I'm always starting over, Monday to Monday, plan to plan, yo-yoing in and out. And it's not a discipline issue. I want to go ahead and clear the air on that because a lot of times they think, oh, I need to be doing more. It's a discipline problem. I'm not motivated enough. And a lot of people will tell them this type of bullshit. And I don't believe in that. Usually, when you're struggling with starting over and not being able to stay consistent, it's because you start strong, you're motivated, you're consistent for a few days, and then something shifts. You fall off, you feel frustrated, and then you tell yourself, well, I just need to do better next time. Well, next time might be the next Monday. Let me just get through the next few days. Let me just get through this phase. It isn't that you lack discipline. You're just stuck in a pattern that your body doesn't recognize. Because for so long, you've been stuck in a place of, well, I can do whatever I want to do, and trying to find ways of safety. And sometimes food is that trigger. Food is a safety thing. Food, comfort foods, think of it that way. Why do we call them comfort foods? Because they comfort us. They give us comfort on the inside. They give us comfort emotionally. It triggers either a dopamine response or a reward response in your brain. So you're not beating yourself up whenever you're eating ice cream. You feel good about it. It's like, oh, this tastes so delicate and so delicious. Your nervous system, in general, your nervous system is wired for what's familiar, not necessarily success. And I get a lot of high achievers that come to me and they're like, well, I'm wired to succeed. That's all I've ever done is do, be better and do better and all those things. But I think also there's that pressure to perform. And when you get so tired of being so beat up in so many ways, you're going to struggle with consistency in things that don't feel like joy. And I have ladies that come in who we go back through. All right, I'll give you an example. I had a client one time who she was telling me, I want to look like this. And she had a picture of her younger self and when she was weightlifting and training and doing all the things. And I said, well, how was life back then? And the number one response was, well, it wasn't great. I was using the gym as a way to escape or as a way to cope. And I find that a lot of times with my clients, it's the same story. You're under this pressure. And when you get put in this pressure, it's just a way of coping and surviving. It's not safe. You don't feel safe. So you're just trying to find something that's going to pass the time. Even if the plan is better for you, your body is always going to go back to what feels safe or what feels normal. And doing something new doesn't necessarily feel safe or normal. It's different. It feels unfamiliar. Sometimes it can feel like a lot of stress or a lot of frustration. That's why I tell my clients practice makes progression, not perfection. So if it feels like I just can't stay consistent, your body might actually be cycling between pressure, pressure to perform, pressure to be perfect, burnout. I'm over it. Overwhelmed, control, need to be in control of everything. And when I feel like I'm failing, then I'm losing control. And then boom, start all over again. So it's not that you have this all or nothing mentality. It's not that you feel like you have to just do it perfectly, even though these are some of the thoughts that may come up in your mind. And it's not that you necessarily beat yourself up whenever you mess up. These might be certain truths that do happen, but it's because your consistency isn't built on stability. It's just built on pressure. And pressure, whenever it's pressured, it's going to explode and at some point it's going to collapse. So instead of saying, why can I stay consistent? I think what we really need to be asking is, why am I stuck in this pattern? What pattern am I stuck in? What's the root of this pattern? And how do I break free? Because when a client comes to work with me, that's what we're going to be looking at. Everything is about patterns. It's like when they come to me, I can see all the patterns that their body is holding on to and has been from years prior. It's why we can dictate certain times and age gaps and periods that these patterns and these traumas really started. Because the trauma is just the event that happened to you. The real trap that you're stuck in, the cycle, the pattern, all of it, is how your body felt and what it needed to do to keep you safe there forward. It's kind of like, why do we do the same things that we do, even though we're not in the trauma anymore? It's because your body's based on cycles, cycle, cycle, cycle. And it's just learning how to break that pattern and that cycle underneath. So, if you're ready to stop circling the problem and actually solve it, I invite you to DM me map and we'll look at what's really going on in your body. We'll take a look at your symptoms. We'll take a look at the organs that are being affected. We'll take a look at your nutrition and what's supporting you and what isn't. What do we need to add in? And we'll be able to map out your next step. So, I invite you to do those things. And if you love the content that you're listening to, go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.